Hi, my name is Josh. I'm in the second week of the Peaceful Warrior Immersion at the Miami Valley School in Dayton, Ohio. And this is my reflection of our second week so far. So in the first week, we talked about this idea of living in the moment, and it really resonated with me. And it was the idea that we spend so much time, focusing on the future or the past, where past events, sometimes whether they be happy or sad, you can spend times holding on to things because you enjoyed that moment, you don't want to forget it, or because you regretted something and you hold on to it. And or in the future, some events you look forward to and some that you're afraid of that you don't want to happen. But in all this, we really miss what's happening right now in our lives now, because that's all we can do anything about. The future you can't change unless you're focusing on our moments right now. In the past, there's nothing you can do about. So it's not a bad thing to remember moments from the past and learn from them, or even to just enjoy them. But it is a bad thing to focus so much on them that you're missing what's happening right now. And the same with the future. It's not a bad thing to be afraid of some things in the future and to want to prevent them, or even to look forward to things. But it's important that you focus on what's happening right now and use these moments you have now to live your life. And that's been a cool thing for me that I've really been working with through these immersion weeks. And this week too, I really wanted to apply that and work on that. And it's been really cool just in all the little things, where I know eating has been a big thing. I eat a lot of food, and I normally eat really quickly and don't even think about it. But when you slow down and just like eat and enjoy the meal, it's a totally different experience, which is really cool. And talking to friends and stuff, I'll talk to friends, and sometimes it even becomes mechanic where you're just saying responses and answering questions. But I've really been focusing on that person in that moment and having that conversation with them, and it's been really cool. As a matter of fact, I just finished reading this book, maybe like 450-ish page novel. I read it in the past probably 18-ish hours, so I read it pretty quickly. But in the beginning, I was kind of reading it, just taking in the storyline, taking in the plot, learning about the characters, seeing their world. But then I decided I really wanted to try to focus on that book in that moment, and it was totally different. I got to, instead of just learning about the characters or just hearing the plot, it was almost like I was living in their world, and it was so cool that I got so much more out of the book that way. And I went ahead and kind of started back over and read the entire thing through, and it was really cool. It was really a great experience, and it's how I used to feel when I read books, and why I used to love reading so much. And I just realized how I've kind of gotten out of that and gotten out of living in the moment and focusing how I've been focusing more on the past and the future. So now in the second week, we've been watching The Matrix, and I'm not sure if all of you guys have seen The Matrix, but it's basically everyone's living in the world everyone knows is false. They're living in a fake world, and as they come back into the reality, it's hard to accept that everything you've been living in is a lie. And it's been interesting as we've talked about and compared these ideas to real life, and how a lot of times people just live in just living in like going through society's mold or whatever, doing what they've been told they're supposed to, what they think they're supposed to, instead of really living their lives. And it's pretty crazy. I mean, when you step out and realize that you haven't been living your life, you've just been doing what you thought was right, or what everyone does, or what you're taught to do. Kind of the idea, one example I guess would be the idea, you go to middle school, or you preschool through middle school, high school, you go find a college, you get a degree, get this job, you work your way up through the company, do your best, and it's just kind of flowing down this river, this taking this path, not knowing where you're going. And sometimes life is like that, but it's more than not knowing where you're going. It's not even knowing where you want to go. You're just kind of following it because that's what you were told to do. And this happens so often. And as we've talked about, I've been seeing it in friends and family looking around, and just noticing how they're really not even living their lives, because it's your life to live. It's not your life to do what they told you you're supposed to do. Do what other people think you should do, because it's your life. You live your life. And it's some people, they're scared of what other people might say, what other people think of them. But I mean, other people's opinions are just they're just that, they're opinions, and they don't affect your life. They're not a part of your life. Let them waste all their time focusing on what they think is wrong with you, or thinking poorly of you, or saying whatever they want to say, and let them waste their moments now. When you live in them, live in your life. And that's been something I've been working on, especially this last week of immersion. And it's really been cool to like contrast the ideas, living in the moment versus living just the life that, I guess, the mold, you could say, that society has, is living in that, versus really living in the moment and living your life and doing what you want to do. And it's really kind of cool to step back, but at the same time, it's almost sad when you see so many people, if you think about it, so many people that are living and not even living their own lives. So that's really just been what I've been thinking about this past week, and I guess what I want to leave you guys with, everyone watching, just try to really live in the moment, live now, and don't worry about what other people think or what other people tell you to do. Just live your life and do everything you can to be you, because that's, I mean, you only have one life. Don't waste it doing nothing, but use it doing what you want to do. Use it doing what you love. Use it being you. So yeah, that's my reflection on week 2 of the Peaceful Warrior Immersion. Thanks.